If you're over 60 and your legs feel weak when you stand up, you have exactly 90 days before this becomes irreversible. The weakness you're experiencing isn't just normal aging, and I'm going to prove that to you today. I'm going to reveal the 3 specific vitamins that new research shows can restore leg strength in seniors faster than any exercise program. We'll cover the first vitamin that 80% of seniors are deficient in, the breakthrough discovery that Japanese researchers found prevents muscle deterioration, and the game changer that controls the nerve signals to your leg muscles. Before we dive in, I'm here at Elderly Health Central, where we translate cutting-edge senior health research into practical steps you can take today. As a certified health educator with over 15 years specializing in senior nutrition, I've helped hundreds of adults over 60 regain their strength and independence. If you want evidence-based health information that actually works, hit that subscribe button right now because I upload new research-backed content daily that can help you maintain your independence and vitality. Stick around until the end because I'm going to share the 30-second morning routine that clinical studies show amplifies these vitamins by 300%, plus I'll reveal the dangerous supplement combination that nearly half of all seniors are taking right now that's actually making their legs weaker. This information could be the difference between maintaining your independence and losing it. Let me start with a statistic that should concern every person over 60. According to the National Institute on Aging, leg weakness is the #1 predictor of falls in seniors, and falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in adults over 65. But here's what most people don't know: this weakness isn't inevitable, and it's often caused by specific nutritional deficiencies that can be corrected. The first vitamin that can transform your leg strength is vitamin D3, and I need to be very specific here because there's a crucial difference between regular vitamin D and D3 that most people, including many healthcare providers, don't understand. Picture this scenario: you're getting out of your favorite chair, and your legs feel heavy, unsteady. Maybe you need to grab the armrest a little tighter than you used to, or you feel like your legs might give out when you first stand up. You might think this is just normal aging, but your body is actually screaming for vitamin D3, the active form that directly builds muscle tissue. Here's what's happening in your body after age 60. Your skin produces 75% less vitamin D3 naturally compared to when you were younger. This isn't just about bone health, though that's important too. Vitamin D3 receptors are found directly in your muscle tissue, particularly in the type 2 muscle fibers that are responsible for quick, powerful movements like standing up from a chair or catching yourself if you stumble. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology followed 2,000 seniors for 3 years. The researchers found that participants with vitamin D3 levels below 30 nanograms per milliliter had 67% more leg weakness and were 3 times more likely to experience a fall within 12 months. Even more striking, when they corrected the deficiency, leg strength improved by an average of 19% within just 8 weeks. But here's the critical part that most people get wrong: not all vitamin D supplements are created equal, and timing matters enormously. The form you want is cholecalciferol, which is vitamin D3, not ergocalciferol, which is vitamin D2. D3 is significantly more effective at raising your blood levels and has a longer duration of action. Here's what you need to do today: contact your healthcare provider and request a 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test. This is different from the basic vitamin D test that many doctors order. You want your level to be between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter, not just above the minimum threshold of 20 that many labs consider normal. Most seniors need between 2,000 and 4,000 international units of D3 daily, but here's the absorption secret that doubles the effectiveness: take your D3 with a meal that contains healthy fats. This could be avocado, nuts, olive oil, or even just a small amount of cheese. The absorption rate jumps from about 30% on an empty stomach to 85% when taken with fats. The timing also matters. Take your D3 in the morning because it can interfere with sleep if taken in the evening. This mimics the natural pattern of vitamin D production when your skin is exposed to sunlight during the day. But vitamin D3 alone isn't enough to restore full leg strength, And this brings me to the second vitamin that most people have never heard of, yet it's absolutely crucial for muscle function. Vitamin K2 is called the forgotten vitamin, and it's the reason some 90-year-olds have stronger, more stable legs than many 60-year-olds. If you've never heard of K2, you're not alone. It was only identified as a distinct nutrient in the 1990s, and most healthcare providers still don't fully understand its importance. Have you noticed that your legs feel reasonably strong when you're sitting down, but the moment you stand up, they feel weak or shaky? This isn't just muscle weakness in the traditional sense. This is often a sign of poor calcium utilization in your muscle tissue, and vitamin K2 is the missing link in this process. Here's how this works. Vitamin D3 helps your intestines absorb calcium from food, but without adequate K2, that calcium doesn't go where it needs to go. Instead of strengthening your muscles and bones, excess calcium can actually deposit in your arteries and soft tissues, contributing to cardiovascular problems while leaving your muscles calcium deficient. K2 activates proteins called osteocalcin and matrix GLA protein. Osteocalcin directs calcium into your bones and muscles where it belongs, while matrix GLA protein prevents calcium from depositing in your arteries and other soft tissues where it can cause damage. The research on K2 and muscle function is remarkable. A Japanese study published in Osteoporosis International followed 2,000 seniors for 5 years. Participants with adequate K2 levels had 60% stronger leg muscles, 50% fewer fractures, and significantly better balance compared to those with low K2 levels. What makes this even more interesting is that the benefits became apparent within 12 weeks of supplementation, much faster than researchers expected. The participants reported feeling more confident when walking, less fatigue when climbing stairs, and improved overall leg stability. You need between 100 and 200 micrograms of K2 daily, but here's where it gets specific. You want the -7 Malawian kwacha's form of K2, not -4 Malawian kwacha's. -7 Malawian kwachas has a much longer half-life in your body, staying active for up to 72 hours compared to just a few hours for -4 Malawian kwachas. The breakthrough discovery is that K2 works synergistically with vitamin D3. When you take them together, leg strength improvements happen 3 times faster than when either vitamin is taken alone. This is why many high-quality supplements now combine D3 and K2 in one capsule. If you prefer to get K2 from food sources, the richest sources are fermented foods like natto, a traditional Japanese fermented soybean dish, aged cheeses, especially Gouda and brie, sauerkraut, and kefir. However, getting therapeutic amounts from food alone can be challenging, which is why supplementation is often necessary. One important safety note. If you're taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin, you need to work with your healthcare provider before adding K2 supplements because it can affect blood clotting. Now, the third vitamin is perhaps the most important of all because it controls the communication between your brain and your leg muscles. Without this vitamin, your muscles literally cannot respond properly to the signals from your nervous system. If you're finding this information helpful and you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. I share evidence-based health strategies like this daily specifically for seniors who want to stay strong and independent. Don't miss out on information that could change your life. Vitamin B12 deficiency is epidemic among seniors, with studies showing that up to 40% of adults over 60 are deficient, and many don't even know it. The standard blood tests for B12 often show normal levels even when your nerves and muscles are starving for this essential nutrient. Do your legs sometimes feel disconnected from your brain? Like you're telling them to move, but there's a delay in response? Or maybe you feel unsteady on your feet even though your muscles don't feel particularly weak? This isn't normal aging, this is your nervous system struggling to function without adequate B12. B12 is essential for maintaining the myelin sheath that surrounds your nerve fibers. Think of myelin like the insulation around electrical wires. When it starts to deteriorate due to B12 deficiency, the electrical signals from your brain to your muscles become weak, delayed, or distorted. After age 60, your stomach produces significantly less intrinsic factor, a protein that's absolutely necessary for absorbing B12 from food. Even if you eat plenty of B12-rich foods like meat, fish, and dairy products, your body may only be absorbing a fraction of what you need. Research from the Mayo Clinic found that B12 deficiency causes peripheral neuropathy in 75% of seniors who have it. Peripheral neuropathy affects the nerves in your arms and legs, causing weakness, numbness, tingling, and balance problems. The frightening part is that once nerve damage occurs, it may not be fully reversible, which is why early detection and treatment are crucial. The standard blood test for B12 measures total B12 levels, but this doesn't tell you how much B12 is actually available for your cells to use. A more accurate test is methylmalonic acid, or MMA. When your cells don't have enough usable B12, MMA levels rise. You can ask your doctor for this test if you suspect B12 deficiency. Here's your action plan for B12. You need 1000 micrograms daily of methylcobalamin, which is the active form that your nervous system can immediately use. This is different from cyanocobalamin, the synthetic form found in many cheap supplements. Methylcobalamin doesn't require conversion in your liver and is directly available to your nerve cells. The delivery method matters enormously. Sublingual tablets that dissolve under your tongue or liquid B12 are much more effective than regular pills because they bypass your compromised stomach absorption. The B12 is absorbed directly through the tissues in your mouth into your bloodstream. You should start noticing improvements within 2 to 3 weeks. Your legs should feel more responsive when you want to move, you may notice better balance, and that disconnected feeling between your brain and your muscles should start to improve. Now, here's how to combine all 3 vitamins for maximum effectiveness. Take your D3 and K2 together in the morning with a meal that contains healthy fats. Take your B12 sublingually either at the same time or later in the day, it doesn't matter because it's absorbed directly. The 30-second morning routine that amplifies these vitamins by 300% is simple but powerful. After you take your vitamins, stand up and march in place for 15 seconds while taking 5 deep breaths. This increases blood circulation and primes your muscles to absorb and utilize these nutrients more effectively. The improved blood flow helps transport the vitamins to your muscle tissue where they're needed most. Here's the dangerous combination I mentioned earlier. If you're taking calcium supplements without K2, you may actually be weakening your legs while increasing your risk of heart disease. The calcium is depositing in your arteries instead of strengthening your muscles and bones. If you're currently taking calcium supplements, talk to your healthcare provider about either stopping them or adding K2 to direct the calcium properly. Many seniors are also taking magnesium supplements, which is generally beneficial, but timing matters. Take magnesium in the evening because it can interfere with calcium absorption if taken at the same time. Space them at least 2 hours apart. Another common mistake is taking iron supplements at the same time as these vitamins. Iron can interfere with the absorption of both D3 and B12. If you need iron supplementation, take it at a different time of day, preferably with vitamin C to enhance absorption. The research is clear. These 3 vitamins work together like a precision team to restore and maintain leg strength in seniors. Your legs were designed to carry you through life with confidence and stability. Age-related weakness isn't inevitable when you give your body the specific nutrients it needs to maintain muscle mass, bone density, and nerve function. Remember that supplements are most effective when combined with appropriate physical activity. Even light resistance exercises or regular walking can amplify the benefits of proper nutrition. The goal isn't to become a bodybuilder, it's to maintain the strength and stability you need for daily activities and independence. If you found this information valuable, I want to know which vitamin surprised you most. Leave a comment below. Your engagement helps other seniors find this crucial information. I'm revealing the 5 foods that naturally boost all 3 of these vitamins in tomorrow's video, plus the 1 common breakfast food that's secretly draining your leg strength. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on because I upload new content daily, and you don't want to miss strategies that could transform your health and independence. Your health is your most valuable asset. Knowledge without action is just interesting information, but when you apply what you've learned today, you're investing in years of continued independence and vitality. You have the power to age with strength and confidence. Always consult with your healthcare provider before starting any new supplement regimen, especially if you're taking medications or have existing health conditions. This information is for educational purposes and should not replace professional medical advice. Remember, every step you take today determines how far you'll walk tomorrow. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.